When I was 6 years old, we lived in Longreach in spectacular central Queensland. And I remember this day when all us kids were out playing outside and Mum called me back inside. Now this is not a good thing because I got in big trouble. And the reason I got in big trouble is because Mandy, my elder sister, told Mum that I said a bad word. Mum explained to me that it was not a nice word and that I shouldn't use it. I said, but I didn't say it. And Mum looked at me and said, well, if you do ever say it, you're going to get in even bigger trouble. And then she sent me back outside to play. I was very disappointed with Mandy for being a dobber. And let me just set the scene here. This is the same sister who had recently shared her cigarettes with me and then said that I couldn't dob on her because I had smoked too. So there was a clear precedence that we did not dob. Now, in expressing my disappointment, I may have used the very same word that Mum had just explained to me was not to be used. And I may have done so with a high level of enthusiasm and volume. Needless to say, the rest of my morning did not go as I had anticipated. In fact, I found myself sitting on the kitchen floor with a teaspoon of mustard in my mouth. At 6 years old, I was getting a lesson in how my words can impact my experiences in life. But it wasn't until many years later that I started to understand just how powerful my words in shaping my life. I now know that the words that I say, whether to others or in my own mind, create consequences in my life. I know that actions speak louder than words, and it is my words that can influence actions. And when I say speaking words in my mind, I'm talking about my thoughts. And did you know the average human has about 60,000 thoughts a day? Do you get to the end of your day and go, yeah, I know what my 60,000 thoughts were? Do you know 6,000 of your thoughts? 666 of your thoughts for the day? Well, if you're like me, you'll be going, no, I don't know jack about most of my thoughts for the day. So what are we thinking about and who is driving the majority of this thinking? You would have heard the term operating on autopilot. But what is this autopilot? We know that planes, ships and spacecraft have automatic pilots. And this means that the pilot or the captain can program in a predetermined destination, let go of the controls, and the automatic pilot will steer the craft to the desired destination. This autopilot is so clever, it is constantly monitoring the surrounding conditions and making little adjustments to make sure that the craft arrives at the desired destination. These are astonishing pieces of technology, but they shrink in significance when you consider the capacity of your own autopilot. This amazingly powerful, for want of a better word, technology that you were born with and that you innately know how to use. Well, for the most part. If you think that I'm talking about your unconscious mind, you're right, I am. You, the captain or the pilot, have programmed it with some destinations, and it is constantly monitoring your life and your surrounds to make sure that you arrive at those destinations. Every time you let go of the controls, your autopilot seamlessly takes over. You know, have you ever finished a hard day at work, walked out, got into your car, and then magically just pulled up in the driveway with no memory of your journey home? You have driven your car so many times that it's easy to underestimate what a complicated task that is. But do you remember when you first started to learn how to drive? oh, there was so much to think about and so much to do. And it was just, overwhelming with the amount of monitoring and activity that you had to do. But now it's not. It's easy. Now you don't consciously think about it at all. You just get in your car and drive. And most of the time, you're not even consciously giving any effort to your driving. It's your autopilot that's driving that car for you, doing that very complicated task, getting you home safely. And for most of us, it's the autopilot that operates the majority of our life. So how is this autopilot being programmed? It's through your thoughts and your words. And most of these thoughts happen unconsciously. They're like these thought loops that just play over and over and over in your mind about, you'll be thinking about what happened this morning, what happened yesterday, what happened a week ago, what happened 10 years ago, what happened when I was 6 years old. So if we consciously want our life to be different to what it was in the past, we can generally do something about it when our conscious mind is on duty. And I explain more about this in my book and also in another free presentation that I've got for you. But it is exhausting for our conscious mind to be on duty all day. That's why our unconscious mind is so important, because it can just slip in and take over when our conscious mind takes a break. And our conscious mind takes lots of breaks. It's exhausting being the captain of your own life. So if we want our autopilot to steer our life in a direction different to where we are now, we need to change the program. And I want to share with you how you can use your thoughts and words to change your program to steer you to your desired destination. I certainly talk about that in my book, Beyond Possible, and I've got another free presentation that I'm happy to give to you. I will include the links below that will go into a lot more detail and explain how you can do this. My absolute hope for you is that you do take something from it and it helps you to create your good life. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.